So stats, I'm a numbers guy, so bear with me. We actually have about 240 plus million people right now, and that's globally across 190 countries. That is amazing. My team and my job is to figure out, now how do we go higher from 240? How do we get to 500 million? How do we get to a billion, right? Very, very tough when you think of the numbers that just came out from Disney. They did well for a while, but then once you hit a certain point and you start to plateau, it's like, how do you get that next bump of users? We benefited from the pandemic where everybody was home, everybody needed access to content, so our numbers went through the roof. Once the pandemic started to slow down, you start to see like, wow, we're not getting as many subscribers. So now we have to go back to the innovation side of figuring out, well, what do y'all want? What would make you want to upgrade your plan? Or if you don't have Netflix, what would make you want to sign up? And that's where the user research comes into play of us always having to talk. Because if you think about 190 countries, what we want to watch in the States is not the same what you want to watch in Scotland. Why you use Netflix is not the same. So without that user research, we would be making a lot of blind decisions that could be very, very costly to the company. And we're very brand focused and brand heavy. So anytime anything negative happens with Netflix, it goes trending. We try to do the live of Love is Blind. That didn't go too well. It was like, of the 10 things on my Twitter, we were the 7 of them, and they were all negative. So we have to we have to be so careful about brand. And I think user research is what really, really saves us, if you ask my opinion, because it's what allows us to have a better understanding for our customers and have empathy for what they think about us and the type of content that they want to watch. So we have about 13,612 titles rights to titles on our platform. This is no country or no user ever has access to all 13,000 because of the licensing. So in Scotland, you may have 4,000. The United States actually has the most content available. And then second after the United States is Brazil. But the interesting side is most people ask me questions like, well, why did you move this off the platform? You took my favorite show off, or are you going to do a second round of that? And all of that comes down to the research, really. It comes down to the research and it comes down to the data. So even though maybe this title was really popular here and everybody loved it, when we look at the numbers overall, maybe the numbers weren't really that strong enough for us to really even think about renewing another season. So it's not just only popularity, because popularity can be very segmented depending on the content and what you have. So if you've ever traveled between different places and seen, oh, these movies were available here, these movies weren't available there, it actually comes down to the licensing. But there are some people ask me, what about people who get on the VPN, which is like a virtual private network? We don't mind that. We're not mad at that. It's not like, oh, why are you trying to watch more content? We actually want you to stay on the platform as long as possible. So if you get burnt out on the country that you're in and you want to move to another country to watch more stuff, that's fine for us, because at least you're staying on the platform. 1 billion, and this number I just learned recently. So NRDP, as Jeremy said, like, I want to make sure that I explain everything clearly for everyone. So NRDP is the actual Netflix software development kit. That's what, when you fire up Netflix and you watch, that's what it's called. It's NRDP. And earlier this year, we hit being on 1 billion devices all across the world. And that is just a massive number. That number includes TV, that includes phones, like I said, that includes gaming systems, desktops, and we're still growing. But when you think about the magnitude of, and I actually sat down with one of the engineers just to give them their credit of, how do you have one piece of software that works on that many different devices? If you think of just how many Android devices alone there are thousands and thousands of Android devices. There's thousands of computers. And it just shows just how much work and time we put in to make Netflix the platform that it is, because we have so many users, we have so many devices, that I always like to share this slide, because I just feel like knowing that we're on 1 billion devices, from screens as small as this, that may be 640 by 320 to 75-foot-inch TVs, you know what I mean? But we always are testing to make sure that our product stays at the forefront. So we have 522 million monthly smart TV device users. So this is included in the billion that I said before, but smart TVs are a very, very important source of users for us. If you look at some of the TVs maybe you've purchased recently, you'll see the Netflix button on the remote, or when you open up Fire Stick, you'll see Netflix already on there. Certain partnerships that we have with brands like Samsung, they come with Netflix already preloaded on there. That's really how we get that advantage in this space. It's really hard to just say, let's do some marketing and maybe people will come to the platform, as opposed to let's just partner with the TV companies and then you automatically get Netflix, and now it becomes more of my team's job to convert you to become a Netflix subscriber through Samsung, as opposed to just trying to tell you, hey, go to the website or download the app and sign up for Netflix. So a lot of this information that I'm sharing right now and that we have is literally from the user research that we do and the data. I know we're a content streaming platform, but we also are a data platform. I spoke to a data science engineer recently, and he said that we know more about you all than you all know about yourself. So why would he say something like that? It's because we track every single thing you do on the platform. So we know you only watched for 5 seconds of this, so we're not going to show you that kind of related content no more. We see that you watch the same movie over and over again, so now we're trying to figure out, are you watching it because it's a rom-com? Are you watching it because of an actor in it? So then if you are watching it because of these certain things, now we know to surface more of that same content to keep you happy and to keep you on the platform. So there's a lot of data behind Netflix, as well as I know most people see the front end side, which is the content. I'm more on the product back end side, so that's how I get to know all of this inside information about just how important data is for us.